The rooftop greenhouse glowed green against the midnight skyline. Jasper Nguyen crouched between hydroponic towers, 19 years old, wearing a faded Radiohead shirt with bleach stains and black cargo pants held up by a studded belt. His fingers moved across a cracked tablet, lines of code reflecting in his wire-rimmed glasses. He built apps that tracked water usage in vertical farms. Boring. Legal. Safe. Nothing like the hacking he used to do before Juvie. The alert vibrated his wrist. Security breach. Apartment 12B. Camera malfunction. He shouldn't care. He just maintained the building's smart irrigation system. But muscle memory made him tap the notification. The screen split into 4 feeds. One showed a small apartment with walls covered in protest posters and fairy lights strung across exposed pipes. Thrifted furniture. A keyboard in the corner with stickers peeling off. Then she walked into frame. A girl wearing a vintage band tee knotted at the waist, ripped mom jeans with doodles drawn in Sharpie down the legs, and mismatched socks. Her hair was dyed silver at the tips, roots showing dark. She had a nose ring and about 7 ear piercings. She was crying. Not the pretty kind of crying. The kind where you can't breathe. Jasper's stomach twisted. This wasn't his job. This wasn't his business. This was an invasion. He started typing to kill the feed. Then he saw what was on her phone screen. A news article. His news article. From 2 years ago. Local teen arrested for exposing city council corruption through illegal surveillance. The girl threw her phone across the room. It hit the wall. Didn't break. You ruined everything, she said to the empty room. To him. To a ghost. Jasper's hands froze over the keyboard. She knew who he was. Jasper tracked her down in the building's community laundry room at 3 a.m. She sat on a washing machine, wearing an oversized hoodie that said, Antisocial Social Club, and plaid pajama pants, eating cereal straight from the box. Her wet hair dripped onto the concrete floor. You've been following me, she said without looking up. Cameras in the hallway. Elevator. Now here. I disabled them. Sure you did. He stayed in the doorway. She finally looked at him. Her eyes were red-rimmed but sharp. Calculating. You're Jasper Nguyen. The whistleblower kid. The one who exposed the council for selling water rights to corporations while people in the South District were dying of contaminated pipes. That was 2 years ago. My mom died because of those pipes. Her voice didn't shake. It cut. 6 months before you leaked those files. So congrats on your hero arc, really stellar timing. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. A dryer tumbled somewhere. I didn't know, Jasper said. Nobody ever does. She jumped off the machine. Walked past him. Stopped at the door. My name's Raven. Raven Torres. And you're going to help me finish what you started. I'm on probation. I can't. They're doing it again. She turned. Her face was different now. Focused. Burning. New council. Same backroom deals. But this time it's the entire water grid. Millions of people. How do you know? Because I've been tracking them for 8 months. And I'm about to get myself killed for it. She pulled a flash drive from her pocket. Held it up. Unless someone who actually knows how to hack helps me leak this without getting caught. Jasper stared at the drive. At her. At the choice he'd already made the second he saw her crying. If I do this, we both go down. Raven smiled. It was terrifying. Good. I'm tired of being alone. They worked in Jasper's apartment for 3 weeks. Raven sprawled across his floor in vintage Levi's and a cropped tank top with "Rage" printed across it, surrounded by documents and energy drink cans. Jasper sat against the wall in a black turtleneck and joggers, laptop balanced on his knees. The apartment smelled like takeout and desperation. Posters of cyberpunk movies covered the walls. String lights cast shadows across their faces. "This file is encrypted 6 layers deep," Jasper muttered. "Whoever made this knew what they were doing." "Yeah. Me." Raven didn't look up from her phone. "I stole it from my stepdad's office." Jasper's fingers stopped typing. "You're what?" "Martin Torres. City Council President. Didn't I mention?" She finally met his eyes. "He married my mom for optics. Brown family. Immigrant story. Great for campaigns. Then he let her die because fixing pipes in poor neighborhoods doesn't poll well." "Raven. Don't. I know what I'm doing." But 3 days later, Jasper's probation officer showed up at his door. Behind him stood 2 federal agents. "Jasper Nguyen, you're under investigation for violating the terms of your release. Unauthorized access to government systems. Conspiracy to commit cyber terrorism." Jasper's blood turned to ice. "I haven't touched anything." The lead agent held up a tablet. Showed him login records. His login. His credentials. Accessing classified city infrastructure files for the past month. "Someone's setting me up. That's what they all say." He looked past them. Saw Raven in the hallway. She was crying again. But something in her expression was wrong. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "He said he'd hurt my little sister." The agents turned. Raven ran. One of them spoke into a radio. "Subject is fleeing. Female. Silver hair. Considered dangerous." Jasper's probation officer looked at him with something like pity. "Kid. Who was she?" "Someone I thought I was saving." He tasted blood. He'd bitten his tongue. They cuffed him anyway. They kept Jasper in holding for 16 hours before Raven walked in wearing a wire. She looked different. Hair pulled back. Wearing a blazer over a white shirt. Like someone's daughter. Like someone believable. "Tell them the truth," the agent said, pushing her into the chair across from Jasper. She wouldn't look at him. Her hands shook. "Raven." His voice was raw. "What did you do?" "I made a deal." Finally she met his eyes. They were empty. Haunted. "I give them you. They leave my sister alone. She's 12. She has a future. You have a record. So you traded me." "Yes." The silence screamed. Then Raven leaned forward. Her hand moved to the recorder on the table. She pressed stop. "They're listening in the next room," she whispered. "I have 60 seconds. The real files are in your apartment. Behind the poster of Blade Runner. There's a dead drop USB that uploads to every major news outlet simultaneously when activated. But it needs your thumbprint. This is insane. Your probation officer is in on it. He tips off Martin about every hacker in the city. That's how they found you." Her eyes were desperate now. "Real. I didn't betray you. I'm getting you out. But you have to trust me." "How?" She pulled a key card from her pocket. Slid it across the table. "In 3 minutes, there's going to be a fire alarm. Sprinkler malfunction. In the chaos, you run. This gets you out the side exit. There's a car waiting. My car. And you?" "I stay. I take the fall. I confess to everything." She was crying now. Silently. "I'm the council president's daughter. I leaked classified information. I manipulated a minor on probation. The story writes itself. Raven, no. My mom's dead because I was too scared to act. I won't let them take anyone else. She stood up. Pressed the recorder again. Spoke louder. I used him. He didn't know anything. He's just a stupid kid who wanted to help. The door burst open. The agent grabbed her arm. The fire alarm started screaming. Jasper looked at the key card in his hand. At Raven being dragged away. She mouthed 2 words. Run. Please. 6 months later. Jasper stood outside the women's detention center wearing the same Radiohead shirt and cargo pants. His hands were in his pockets. He'd been waiting for 2 hours. The door opened. Raven walked out. She looked smaller. Thinner. Her hair had grown out, no more silver. Just dark and pulled into a messy bun. She wore state-issued clothing, gray sweatpants and a white t-shirt. No piercings. They'd made her take them all out. She saw him and stopped. You were supposed to disappear, she said. I did. For 6 months. While your leak destroyed the entire city council and 17 corporate executives. He pulled out his phone. Showed her the headlines. Water crisis scandal, billions stolen. Torres crime family exposed. Justice for the South District. She stared at the screen. Her face crumpled. Your sister's safe, Jasper continued. Foster system placed her with your aunt in Portland. I've been sending money. Anonymously. How? Turns out exposing government corruption twice makes you pretty hireable in certain circles. I consult now. Legally. He paused. I also paid your legal fees. Got your sentence reduced. Time served plus probation. Raven's eyes filled with tears. Why? Because you saved me first. He stepped closer. Close enough to see the scar on her lip from where she'd bitten it too hard. That night in the laundry room. You weren't asking me to help you hack the government. You were asking me to care about something again. I used you. Yeah. And I let you. Because I needed someone to remind me why I did this in the first place. He held out a helmet. I have a bike now. Illegally fast. Probably gonna get impounded. Want to help me outrun some cops? She laughed. It sounded broken and whole at the same time. I'm on probation. So am I. Again. He grinned. Turns out hacking city infrastructure twice in 2 years gets you noticed. But they can't touch us now. We're too public. Too useful. Raven took the helmet. Their fingers brushed. Where are we going? Anywhere that's not here. He threw his leg over the bike. She climbed on behind him, arms wrapping around his waist. She was shaking. Or maybe he was. What if we mess this up? She whispered against his shoulder. Then we mess it up together. He kicked the engine to life. I'm done doing things alone. She held on tighter. They disappeared into the city lights, 2 broken people who'd found each other in the wreckage, chasing something that felt like freedom, felt like home, felt like maybe they deserved it after all. The end.